So something I've been thinking about lately is this concept of in medias res. I hate to use that term partly because I know I'm mispronouncing it. I know Latin is a dead language, but still there's probably a better way and a dumber way to pronounce it. So I'm afraid that the snooty people will say, hey, you're not pronouncing it correctly. And the people who aren't snooty will be like, why are you using such a snooty word?
In medias res. In medias res.
Let me just translate in medias res, which is like in the middle of things. And this is a concept that I've really thought a lot about with regard to storytelling. You know, I write novels and short stories, but I also love to think about it when I read books or watch TV and movies and video games. So this concept is where you kind of start the story with the story already in motion, like kind of like in the middle of a scene or something like that. You know, we talk about this concept as if it's always good, because, you know, the thing is in motion and you're not having to be like once upon a time. However, it's pretty damn tricky to do this well because the story is moving forward, but at the same time, you're having to very elegantly kind of do some world building. And even if it's not sci-fi or fantasy, you still have to explain what is going on in this time and place that you're writing about or telling a story about. And you also have to help people understand who the characters are and what's at stake for them and what they want and what they fear. And you're doing this while the story is moving forward. But when done well, it is such a fabulous thing because you have momentum. It's like you're not starting the car at 0 miles an hour. You're starting it in motion, and it's a really fun technique when it's done really well. Now, one thing I think about is like it's hard enough to do this well in writing or on a TV show or a movie, but in a game, I think it's a little extra tricky because you also have to explain how to play the game, what the mechanics are, how the combat works, or how all the pieces of the game work, on top of all these other things that are moving forward. But if you can do it, you don't have to give that caveat to friends like, oh, you have to watch the first few episodes before it gets good. Or with a video game, it's like, give it 5 hours and then you'll really like it. Or get through Act 1 and then it's fun. And I am playing a game right now that has the best opener I think I've ever seen in a video game. It's called Clair Obscur Expedition 33. And I would love to kind of walk through why it's doing some of this stuff so damn well. It really trusts you to figure shit out over time. But the thing that's great is it doesn't overwhelm you. The risk of trusting your audience is sometimes you try to get them to track too many things and it just becomes overwhelming or just feel like work. This does it just right. One tricky thing I think with games is sometimes they want to make sure you understand the rules. You know, I just recently played a game, Metaphor Refantazio. I love that game, but it sometimes beat you over the head with some concepts. Like I remember when they first explained how this teleportation mechanism works, I just felt like the characters were talking about it like 20 times too much to explain the stupid-ass concept. Here's a little montage that just captures maybe 1/4 of the number of times these characters repeat the concept of teleportation.
What? So this is some magic you saw in a dream?
So this teleportation, it can just whisk us all back to the royal capital in a flash.
Damnedest thing. It only started glowing when you got close, eh?
I cannot say I've heard of teleportation, and yet... surely there can be no explanation for this other than magic.
If we magicked ourselves over here, let's ballywell see if we can magic ourselves back, eh?
'Tis no small feat we ask, I know, but might you at least try?
It reacted! The lad really is the key to triggering it!
Oh, hey! Are you sure this is safe?
All we can do is trust him.
And so in the case of Clair Obscur Expedition 33, I think they give you the information without beating you over the head with it. You know, just enough to feel satisfied, even if you still have questions. One thing I do want to point out about In Medias Res is that one interpretation is that you have to start like in the middle of an action scene, everything's blowing up and you're in the middle of it. I don't mean it quite that way. I just mean that the story has momentum right from the start. For example, in Clair Obscur Expedition 33, you're just dropped into the evening of a big event and you're having to piece together the story while it's moving forward. And the story doesn't slow down to give you like a big information dump of what you need to know. And by the time the prologue is done, after about a half hour, you're in tears because of how good the story is and how much you want to play it. I've never seen that before. Now, with Expedition 33, I keep calling it that. I don't know whether to call it Clair Obscur or Expedition 33 when I don't want to say the whole thing. Either way, the intro is about 35 minutes. About 50% is just cutscenes, which are just like cinematic scenes where you're not controlling the game at all. About 40% is where you're controlling the game and it's explaining to you how the rules work and stuff, but the story's still moving forward as you're like moving around and learning things. And about 10% is actual like teaching you how to do combat, like how to do the fighting part. I don't think there's a perfect ratio. Each game is different. Having 50% of the prologue being cinematic scenes could be too much for some games, but for this particular game, the storytelling and writing and performance and art and music and all of that, it's just so damn good that they totally pull it off. I've already pre-recorded some of my gameplay, playing the introduction, the prologue basically of this game, and I'm just going to talk through the game as we watch it, as if I haven't played any further or heard anything about this game, as I try to piece together this story while it's kind of set in motion, just to demonstrate, I think, how well this game gives you just enough information without giving you too much information. I'm playing this on an Xbox Series S, which is about the most low-end kind of system you can play this on, and it still looked and felt great to me. Okay, so let's just jump into the game. I'm going to chime in occasionally, trying to capture how I was processing the story the first time I played it, with some analysis about why I think the story is so effective. I played the game in story mode, which is the easy baby mode, and I honestly found even that mode quite challenging. Still fun, but not easy. And even though I finished playing the game at this point, I'm going to talk about my thought process as I was playing this prologue for the first time without spoiling what comes later. S'en va dans l'oubli éternel, et Gustave donne guardia, di 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 nous tessera l'olilom, sera dim dim da 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 dim da 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 dim da di dum, dim dim da 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 dim da 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 dim da di dum. Okay, so I don't know anything about music or how to pronounce French names, but this composer, Laurien Testard, who does this music, it's just crazy beautiful. It adds such a layer to the emotional power of this game. Clair Obscur dans des hauts peintures trouveras sans elle. Clair Obscur.
If you're gonna give someone flowers, you should probably do it before they wither and die.
What, the flower? Or Sophie?
Ooh, dark. Sophie would approve.
All right, so much is already going on already. The wither and die thing has me wondering, like, what tragic thing is going on here? I'm wondering who Sophie is, and also trying to piece together the relationship between these two characters, Gustave and Maelle. And it seems kind of like he's the big brother, is what I'm thinking at this moment.
Hey, you said it, not me. The others are waiting for you. You're supposed to be helping with the festival.
With what? Putting up 3 tables? They'll manage.
You underestimate Lumiere's enthusiasm for the expedition. There's at least 5 tables.
I'm already digging Maelle, and it's like a good dark humor between these two, and the lack of tables at this event has me wondering why there are so few people around here.
Marvelous.
Have you tried throwing with your other arm instead? If you could hit the paintress directly, that would actually be useful.
You know, Hobbies don't always have to be useful. I'm enjoying the uselessness of today and readying my usefulness for tomorrow. And soon, I'll get to do a lot more than throw rocks.
That's what all the other expeditions said.
Hey, you know they gave their lives to lay the trail for us, right?
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
Yeah.
You still got a flower to give, no?
Yes.
Okay, so now I'm piecing together that there are these ongoing expeditions that are kind of doomed, and it sounds like he's maybe going on the next expedition. And they just recently mentioned the Paintress, and I'm trying to figure out who she is. Is this some sort of like big antagonist for the story? But all this stuff that I'm curious about is happening while the story is moving forward at a very good pace.
I'm not sure how to start. After 4 years apart, what do I say to her on the day of her Gommage?
You're asking me. I don't know. Sun's about to set, so be direct. Hey, Soph, been a while. Could we...
Okay, there's the first reference of the word gommage. I don't know a damn thing in French, so I don't have any hints about what that could mean, but it does already feel like some sort of rite of passage or some important moment, but also not a good one, like something tragic. And now we're starting to control the game, so you'll see my clumsy movement as I try to run around as Gustave and get us all a little seasick as I spin the camera.
All right, let's go. I'll accompany you there. Are you ready to see her again?
Yeah. Been ready.
I set up these grapple shortcuts. Nice, huh? Don't tell your sister, though. I sort of borrowed the hooks from the Expedition Academy.
I don't know if it's easy to appreciate this without playing the game itself, but it's like teaching you the controls of the game while they're doing character development on Maelle and Gustave and Sophie and now his sister. And we're learning what the Paintress and the expedition and all that stuff is. And it's all just moving in harmony together in this prologue.
Wish I had them when I was working as a courier. Come on, Gustave, speed up a bit. Sophie will have already gommaged by the time you've arrived.
Maelle.
Can't believe Sophie already turned 33. She looks so much younger than you.
Thanks.
With the reference to Sophie turning 33 and gommage being used as a verb here about her, I am starting to get nervous. What happens to people at a certain age?
She's popular. I'm sure she already has a necklace full of flowers.
I can imagine. What?
You look tense.
Yeah, yeah.
I know what you need. A little jewel.
No.
Come on, it'll loosen you up. You can't go and see Sophie all somber and tense. And if you win, I'll give you something you can use with your Lumina converter.
All right, you're on.
Yes!
And this is just the way the game teaches you how combat works. I'm going to skip over the combat, but it is fun.
Come after.
Okay, teaches you how to fight.
All right, now, let's go find Sophie. I saw her near the red and white tree.
Yeah.
All that combat still doesn't mess up their cute
Oh,
clothing.
the plaza is lively. Why people like to celebrate the Gommage is still a mystery to me, but oh well. red and white tree. I've always found it beautiful. I don't really understand. You and Sophie broke up so long ago. But clearly you never got over her. Why'd you wait until today to say something?
Because it's more dramatic.
It's a bit late, isn't it? Sophie's down there.
Yeah, I know.
Good luck. I'll be here for you if things don't go as planned.
Thanks.
The last few days meant everything.
Could we talk?
Gustave, I love you all.
That's for your, if there's room.
There's always room.
You know,
I
I'm
missed you.
sorry that... I miss
You don't need to... Okay.
You go.
You.
The way the dialogue is kind of crooked and awkward and overlapping and indirect just makes this all feel more real and more powerful. I just rarely see it done this well in video games. I love it.
You know how I feel? I wish things had been... You know, I often think... Another path, you know, another future.
Still can't finish your sentences, can you?
Yep, that hasn't changed.
I missed that. I never faulted you for wanting to believe. You're fighting to change things.
I thought it was a really nice touch for them to linger on this kid for a moment. Even if I don't fully understand the whole situation at this point, somehow I'm feeling some kind of generational trauma or suffering that is going on around here.
I understand, just... in a different world, right?
We'll break the cycle, so she can't steal anyone else's future.
Stubborn people change the world, and you are the most stubborn person I know. Thank you. Walk me to the harbor?
Yes.
Now we're learning a little bit about how we can control multiple characters. Now we're controlling her for a bit. Now, as you go along to the harbor here, you can optionally talk to various characters, and so I'm only going to show a little bit of those conversations. I don't know why I'm inspecting that trash can. That does not help the story necessarily. But okay, like, let's talk to this flower person. Hey, go back, talk to that flower person. Right now, stop going in circles. I don't know how to play this fucking video game. Oh my god, I'm getting so dizzy. Oh, what am I doing? Go to the personal... Okay, I'm picking up something. That's cool.
Oh, hi, Sophie. So Gustave really did come, huh? I knew he would.
Has everybody already left?
Yeah. Everybody's heading to the harbour. Sophie.
Looks like you still have a lot of flowers left.
Well, there are less and less people to buy them.
I love how they give us several different perspectives on what the tragedy of this world looks like. And I'm just so impressed with how they can cover these themes of like grief and loss and trauma without hitting you over the head with it. You know, it just naturally is coming out in multiple ways across this story. And even though this may seem like a trivial moment with a minor character, the game's writing is so good, and I feel like, you know, sometimes the writing can be like cool but one-off and doesn't add up to a larger theme or message. Here, I think the world and the themes all pull together, and you'll see it as you play the game that the whole story was written so thoughtfully.
I just wish you didn't have to wear one.
Tiffany.
I should finish cleaning up here and join everyone at the harbour. See you.
See you.
I can't imagine what you're going through.
I'm fine. I'm fine. I've lived 33 good years. Look around. We've had our whole lives to prepare. We're all fine. Mostly.
I'm not fine.
You will be.
I'm going to cut to a moment that I missed in the first go-round playing this, but is very relevant to helping understand what
Sophie.
happened in this relationship
All
between
right.
them.
Your flowers? I didn't know about. I thought you were younger. And yet you didn't have children.
I'm not having this conversation with you again. Not today.
Do you care so little about the future of Lumiere? How can you be so selfish?
I'm not selfish enough to bring others into our doomed world. I know we are not many to think like this now. And it destroyed my relationship with the person I loved the most. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'd like to spend this moment with him. And you should cherish this moment with your daughter.
Sorry. See you at the harbour.
Good luck, Mary.
My gestural costume is the best! Hey, madame, do you think the gesturals really exist?
Of course they do.
That's what I think too. The others laugh, but I know they're real. One day, I will meet one. Even if it means joining an expedition. I'll raise a gestural army and we'll crush the paintress. And me and my little brother will live with the gesturals and they'll be our new family. We're tired of the orphanage. If the legends are true, they really like to fight. That's why I'm training every day by beating up my little brother.
Yeah. You would make a great gestural.
Thanks.
Okay, I'm just gonna move quickly to the harbor here.
Sometimes I feel sorry for her.
Who? The paintress?
Look at her. She looks sad. Maybe she's a prisoner too. Stuck in the same cycle with us. Silly, huh?
Only you could choose empathy at a moment like this.
It's one of the few choices I can make.
I think I'm gonna vomit.
I couldn't do it.
No regrets.
It's okay. You don't have to. I've always loved the harbour.
I just love the layers of depth they add to the story. Rather than just having this like obvious antagonist with the paintress, we're actually feeling like it's messy and complicated. And I love the perspectives we're getting on this while still being motivated to watch and play this.
I see you're apprentices.
Oh.
Gustave!
What?
Here, Sophie asked us to bring you your coat.
We sewed up the sleeve so you don't have to keep rolling it up.
You guys know how to sew?
Sophie helped us. Turns out it's not that hard. You really should have done this ages ago.
You did this?
Gentlemen, that was supposed to be between us, yeah? I wanted to do something for you.
Soph. Thanks, guys. This is great. Thank you.
See you at the festival?
Don't leave without saying goodbye.
Yeah, of course not. What? I know that face.
You mean a lot to them. I can tell.
Yeah, they mean a lot to me too. Legacy can take many forms, right?
Yeah.
You told me that.
Right.
Why?
I wanted to see you wearing it.
Oh, you like uniforms now?
This too is your legacy.
In a way. It's yours too.
I guess they have some very easy to access changing rooms in the harbor here.
here.
So even though I have a ton of questions still at this point in the story, I still get the tragedy of this situation, and I can see it both for the society, but also for Gustave personally. And I can see a little bit about what's at stake, and also the motivation to go on this expedition if it's some attempt to stop this cycle from happening. I'm going to skip over a few minutes here.
Let's at least check on Maelle and my apprentices. I knew I'd find you here. Having second thoughts about the expedition?
Please. I'm more ready to go than you are.
Yeah, I know. Look, I know we've been over this, but as your guardian, I need to say this one more time. The rest of us only have a year left, but you've got 9 good years before your Gommage. You don't need to leave yet. It's a lot to risk.
1 year out there is better than 9 years in here.
I know you think that, but it's...
If anyone should stay, it's you. You have friends and family who want you here.
So do you.
No, I don't.
Emma thinks of you as family.
Lumiere's not my home. Not the way it is for you. Besides, this way I can keep an eye on you for Emma.
Right. Because she needs eyes everywhere.
Shush. You're lucky you have a sister who cares.
Doubly lucky, since now I have 2.
Okay, we get a lot of good stuff in that conversation. I feel more and more that we get Maelle's perspective, and I'm kind of really excited to see that she's an important character because I think her perspective is pretty key to the story. I just really feel like every bit of dialogue in this story is doing multiple things at once, just like the best writing in a book or movie.
All right, enough chit-chat. Come on, old man, let's have a duel.
Old man?
You're pretty much the oldest man in Lumiere now, no? This time, I'm not messing around.
Now they give you a more challenging combat test, and I'm going to skip over this one as well.
For those who come after.
Okay, I know I said I would skip this duel, but I do want to point out 2 things. You notice how at the very end of the duel he says, for those who come after, and here in the victory screen, it doesn't say like continue or next or close, it says we continue. And so I feel like the way the writing and the themes are all infused into this game are done so well, even in these small ways.
Not bad for the oldest man in Lumiere, eh?
Congratulations, you beat a teenager. Don't get too drunk tonight.
Where are my scallywag apprentices? I promised to find them at the festival.
I'm going to skip over those scallywags and just get right to a part with his sister.
Oh, hey, Gustave, your sister's here.
Yeah, I have to go talk to her. Take care of each other. My darling sister has arrived. She'll kill me if I don't say goodbye.
Apparently, I still can't figure out the difference between talk and jump.
The chief counselor honors us with her presence. What? Still mad I'm going?
This is the definition of a fool's quest. My brother's not usually a fool.
I've heard you say otherwise.
You and I both know the political complexities that necessitate the expedition. It's vital for morale, but it's a bloodless guillotine is what it is.
You should put that in your speech. Very motivating. They might just find a guillotine for you too.
There are so many things you can contribute to here in Lumiere that'll have a real impact.
Em, you're doing great work, really. Getting things ready for the last generation. You've got it well in hand here. Let me do my part, out there, and win us a chance to live.
We're never going to see each other again.
You're so busy anyway. I barely see you.
Just take care of Maelle, okay? Can't believe you're letting her go with you.
Me? You're her guardian too. You stop her.
We're her guardians, not her jailers. She really wants off this island.
Don't you have a speech to give?
You mean the one you so kindly wrote for me?
Just suggestions. I thought it might help you understand.
I do. Understand? I just... Anyway. Yeah, time for my speech.
So now I feel like I've gotten enough information, even if I have questions still, but I'm ready to be launched into the story, and that's exactly what Emma's speech does here in a moment.
Expeditioners. The Sword of Lumiere. We honor your dedication. We do not take for granted that you dedicate your final year of life to keeping hope alive for all of Lumiere. Some of you are leaving to change the world. Others to discover the secrets of our universe. Some to protect loved ones. Others to find meaning in our all too short lives. As you sail into the unknown, know that Lumiere stands with you. When you battle the Paintress, know that Lumiere fights with you. Let the stones of her monolith crumble. Let her body lie at the end of the world. Unable to paint another death, let the stars no longer be hidden by her oppressive silhouette. Let the world once again watch the sun rise without the shadow of her cursed figure. May the wind of renewal take you to the ends of the earth.
Holy shit. That is a hell of an introduction to a game. I hope you also enjoyed it. There are so many things to say about this game, and hot damn does this story go into some wild, crazy places that I'd love to talk about sometime. But for now, I just want to talk about this fabulous prologue. One other thing I probably should mention is this in medias res is like, it's meant for like, you know, starting things in the middle. You probably don't want to end things in medias res because that would just make for a really stupid...